Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Tria Amanda. You can call me Amanda. NIM 18051014. Here I'm going to pass on the matter of celery plants to all of you. And celery, apium, graveolens. Classification: Celery, apium, graveolens. Kingdom Plantae. Divisi Spermatophyta, subdivisi Angiospermae, class Dicotyledonnae, ordo Aviales, family Aviceae, genus Apium, and species Apium graveolens L. Description: Celery, apium, graveolens L. Celery, apium, graveolens L is a blend of leafy greens and medicinal herbs commonly used as flowering fortunes. Some countries, including Japan, China, and Korea, use the leaf stalk as a food item. In Indonesia, the plant was introduced by Dutch colonizers and used its leaves for making soap or as a fly. The most complete use of celery is in Europe. The leaves, the stalk, the fruit, and the bulbs are all exploited. The celery plant is a scissored to pointed plants and is a grass or screw plant. The celery plant, as no branches, its composition consists of leaves, stems, and shoots. According to its habitat, the celery is divided into three distinct classes: gateway, 1. Leaf celery, apium graveolens L. For a characteristic of this celery lies in the harvest ordinance that is extracted from its stem or stem. 2. Celery fragment, apium graveolens L. Silvestri aleph. This type of celery is usually harvested by cutting the plants at the base of the stem and by cutting the roots away from the stem. Silver celery, apium graveolens L. var. This celery is usually harvested only by the leaves, with the rest of the crop. The distinctive feature of a tuber is the bulbous system of the stem. The many celery found in Indonesia is the leaf celery. Celery is not the primary vegetable of consumption, but is used more frequently as a broth, a supplement, and a seasoning in food. Celery habitat, apium graveolens L. Celery, apium graveolens L. Comes from the American continent on a gravel-stepped vegetable plants. The celery grows in the lowlands at the high altitudes and an optimum at an elevation of 100 of 1000 to 1200 meter, 200 feet. DVLR temperature 15 to 240 C. Celery plants can also be developed in tropical regions such as Indonesia. As a subtropical, celery plants need sufficient sunlight of about 8 hours a day. Morphology: celery, apium graveolens L. 1. The trunk is dead wood, toothless, branching, upright, pale green. The celery stem is about 3 to 5 centimeter short, so that it seems invisible. 2. A compound leaf of the celery compound, a leaf out in parallel with a seedling of between 3 to 6. The sides of both to base and the tips are pointed. The leaf burns are parallel to a length of 2 to 7 centimeters. The last stalk rises vertically over the edge of the stem at about 50 centimeters. 3. Anas, a white or yellowish. White flower 3 or 4 millimeter long. And ice leaves armpit can grow 3 to 6 flower stalks. Together a circle is forward on the tip of the stem of the flower stem. After the flower is fertilized, it will form a small green sphere as a young fruit. After the all fruit turns brown into the light brown. 4. A single blossom with a clear set of points hidden. Petal sides greenish, white or pale red flower leaves with a bean tip. A clear compound flower, not long stem or short-legged, of the has a lip opposite or bordered by flower certain. Most meet or with a flower stalk no more specific 5. The fruit has it about 3 millimeter angular rods, not very aromatic. This the root system, the child system spread in our direction about 50 to 9 centimeter. Growing requirements. 1. The elevation of the place and the temperature of celery can be found in Maryland, but low and high. At an altitude of 0 to 1,200 feet. Above sea level, DVL with between and enough sunlight. While growing and producing high-calorie sufficient temperature range from 15 to 40 regions. However, current calorie needs a lower temperature of 10 or 10 to 18 degrees. 2. Celery participation is less resistant to the high rainfall. It is best to plant celery at the end of the rainy season or months in which rainfall is between 60 and 100 millimeter per month. 3. The sun celery is a subtropic. They need 8 hours of sunlight a day. 4. Soil is a natural medium in which plants are composite of solid, liquid, and gas materials. Building materials can be distinguished over mineral particles, organic matter, living bodies, water, and gas. 5. The degree of source acidity of a celery plant can grow and a pH of soil ranging from at a pH of optimum. Celery plants love solid that contain crystallized calcium and boron. Celery plants contain the chemical kandungan of the World Health of Cell Matter contains apium glycolate, isoquinone, and umbelliferone. Also contains mannite, inosite, asparagine, glutamine, choline, linaperin, provitamin A, vitamin C, and some studies indicate the celery has bacteriology abilities. The contents of a celery containing antibacterial properties are flavonoid, saponin, and tannin. Flavonoid is a collection of 15 carbon atoms construction in the C6, C3, and CC. Configuration of Turing's association with which or could not from theatering. Benefit celery, apium graveolens L, 1 prevents blood freeze from developing a celery high in amino acid. Arginine is the essential amino acid class that when entering the body differs into aspartate and ammonite. Arginine is also a diuretic that works to increase the amount of urine. 2. Preventing nausea and carry vomit from having a sedative in them is so appropriate when used to prevent nausea and vomiting. 3. Preventing the growth of microbes, and these studies index that celery has bacteriological abilities. Cultivation and reproduction. Celery apium graveolens L is a vegetable plant of the umbelliferae family that comes from the Mediterranean around the Mediterranean. The plants then spread to various regions, including plants of the China, Central Asia, India, Mediterranean, Ethiopia, the United States, and South and Central Mexico in Indonesia. In Indonesia, celery has not yet become major commodity from farmers, so it is difficult to determine capital and production. To be able to grow properly, classes must be planted in subtropical areas at an altitude of 1,000 to 1,200 dpl. The soil base for cultivation of celery is the soil of the endosoil, since it contains elements that support the growth of celery plants, such as soil pH, contains sufficient sodium, boron, and calcium. Because if a lack of all their elements, the growth of celery plants will drought the buds and the buds dry, and the stem and stalk of cracked leaves. Okay, this is my explanation for my mistakes. Please forgive me. Thank you.